Hey, how's it going, guys and gals? Welcome back for this week's episode of the Insider Gaming News Talk Show. Your host, RuneShift Gaming, with True E-Bag and House Hendo joining me today. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? We going pretty good. Just making 80s parodies in my head now because of you.
Right? Dude, it's all about the 80s parodies, man. Like, you gotta...
Dude, I already came up with a new one. I put it in chat. I'm like, what is subs? Twitch, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Quit. I fucking quit. Bye, guys.
Oh man, this week is we got a bit of news this week. We got a lot of different stuff coming on. Like Twitch seems to be the point of topic this week. Not like for multiple reasons too. Like there's a lot of shit that's going on in Twitch's land, and I feel like some of this stuff is kind of like, bro, what are you guys doing? Like I get it, Amazon, but some other parts I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, this week it's just kind of crazy. We got a bunch of different stuff going on. Google Stadia was one of our big topics, but let's start with kind of what we usually do. Like, what are we playing this week, guys? What's been going on? What's been new in the gaming land? What have you guys been enjoying and taking control of?
Whatever gives me points in this fucking Grand Prix on Steam, dog. Okay, I'm on Team Tortoise, and it's been fucking me this whole week.
Oh, dude, if anybody's not on Corgi, apparently is getting fucked. Like,
I know. I feel like
I'm on hair. I'm on hair.
Dude, the only reason I didn't go with the Corgi because I was like, dude, this is too much meme right here for me. I was like, I gotta calm down with the memes. So I was like, I'm not gonna go with the Corgi because who doesn't know the Corgi meme?
Right.
And I fucking, that was a stupid tactical move because I should have realized all the dank players are going to be on Corgi, friggin' boosting the shit out of their team.
Right?
Now everybody on Corgi got like 5 copies of freaking Cyberpunk. This is bullshit. Steam, I'm mad.
Yeah, and that's another topic for later, but apparently that was a mistake because it wasn't supposed to be doing pre-release games. So that was like another part of this whole
mistake.
Yeah, it was a straight up mistake. What? Like hard.
I don't care, dude. I put Outer Worlds and fucking Masquerade 2 in my top 3. I didn't give a shit. I'm playing those games.
Oh no, I want to play those games. I'm happy that Masquerade's coming out.
I'm betting for those. I don't care if the companies get mad.
I'm happy that
Outer Worlds, you deserve it.
I'm happy that Masquerade's coming out straight with like it's coming out on everything at the same time. There's no exclusivity deal on that one, but Outer Worlds and Borderlands and the other one they're all fucking exclusive at first. Which is another point of topic for today's wonderful start on this, what we call shit train of a week, I guess. Hendo, what have you been playing?
Hold on one thing. Vulcan, I'm mixed race. I just have a fucking light on my face, dude. I'm not even like an 8th white.
Oh man. Well,
but you go with your casual racism, bro. We don't need you.
Yeah, no racism here, please, guys. For the love of God. eBay, what have you been playing? I don't know if I'm blanking right now.
Cadence of Hyrule, man.
Cadence of Dude, how's that been?
That game has been phenomenal. So it's by the same makers as an Echo Dancer. So if you're into those rhythm, dungeon delving, roguelike games, this is amazing because instead of doing the typical roguelike thing, you're doing Zelda and Link destroying evil like a Zelda game.
Oh, that's
But
rad.
it's phenomenal. It's open world, but each little map area is different. It's great.
Nice. I've been actually I dove into observation this past week, and
How's that been?
that's an interesting game. You're controlling the AI of this space station, and apparently you got reset. And the first the only little spoiler I'm going to give, because you find out in the first 20 minutes of the game, is that you're orbiting Earth on like an international space station, and you're in one of the arms, and then all of a sudden there's an accident that happens. And when you wake up is when everything is already, basically gone to hell, and you can't locate your crewmates. You're only talking to, I think the gal's name is Emma or something like that, the main character, and she can't find anybody. Like, there's damage all over the place. Well, she comes to find out when she finally looks outside, they're not by Earth anymore, and apparently the AI has done it, and you're the AI that's the culprit behind this whole thing. And it's turning into a crazy, some crazy wild stuff all of a sudden too. You get see some alien stuff, a little bit of here and there. It's pretty gnarly so far.
Hal saw a few episodes of TOS and took you for a little road trip.
So basically, and some, and some. And then I'm also diving back into Star Wars: The Old Republic. I actually was playing that a bit last night, checking that out. But yeah,
the MMO or the original game?
The MMO, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah,
those servers are still up.
Oh
yeah, they are. I just haven't touched them in like a year.
They still have like 500,000 people playing consistently.
There's a very well. The whole thing is when Disney started the new extended universe, the Legends community put their fucking foot down and basically made like a basic deal that they would continue to buy subscriptions from BioWare and EA if they did not add the new shit to it. Because Star Trek Online has added all the new shit from Discovery, and their player base is bleeding because of it.
Yeah.
Star Wars: The Old Republic, BioWare is like, we're not touching any of the Disney shit, and the player base rejoiced. So basically, that might be one. It might be a long-term MMO because of that.
So the new development on this is supposedly their new DLC that's coming out in September, which is the reason why I was like, you know what, I got to catch up now because I'm 10 levels behind, or 8 levels behind, or no, something like that. It's 5 to 10 levels behind. Anyway, but the new DLC is actually Disney sanctioned canon stuff they're starting to add for the new TV show that's going to be coming out. The series that Jon Favreau is doing.
Yeah, but they're keeping it 100% optional. It's not gonna bleed into
the
storyline unless you want it to.
Yeah.
Unlike with because I compared it to Star Trek Online because you kind of don't have a choice anymore. Like you used to when they started adding the Discovery shit at first, because you had the Abrams universe, you could do the Kelvin timeline version of the MMO, but now it's kind of like Discovery's all up in your shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. So let's dig into this week's news, man. It's been an interesting week to say the least. I mean, it's So Google Stadia. So this is the big topic for at least the starting part of the show. So apparently they've made a statement saying there's not going to be a Google Stadia beta prior to launch. So you're going to have no idea on how it works. You're going to have no idea if it's going to work for your system, your internet, your provider, whatever. And I think this is kind of a dangerous move. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is a dangerous as hell move to go and release some big super streaming service without having any real testing behind it. So, I mean, Google's got a pretty big, vast, testing suite of stuff. I mean, I've seen their testing labs for even Android, but this is pretty big.
But you gotta remember, a lot of the people making these decisions aren't exactly the technicians making this shit. These are a lot of people that are thinking we need to make that money. It's the same thing's going on in the game industry. We've been dealing with, they're releasing, the investors just, release a $60 game now. We'll finish it later. We'll charge them extra for it. Those people are still calling the shots. We're in revolt. The developers are in revolt, but the fuckers writing their checks are still nah, we're happy as punch.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Sorry, I know my language is actually kind of off the wall today. I got to draw that back.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. This is going to be a big service, and I'm personally looking forward to it. I played the Project Stream demo for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it was great. But I mean, even to Ebeg, your point earlier is well, didn't you thought that actually was a beta itself, right? That was one of your.
I mean, a tech demo to me is the same thing as a fucking beta.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely could have been. I just kind of wish we could see it as like in its whole UI, how you do the multiplayer. Like that's really the thing I'm worried about the most is the multiplayer aspect. Granted, we're only getting the end point of the whole, the game and everything else, and they're handling literally the internet side of it. So we're only getting the endpoint game. All the servers, multiplayer, all that stuff is hosted on their end, so they're supposed to be lagless. But
Well, there's an issue though. I do have with clouding streaming in general. We have this issue already with a lot of launchers and companies using their little spyware, if you will. Shadow ban players. The whole thing was 76. They banned a whole bunch of people shotgun style.
oh
You
yeah,
know, I'm just concerned that these companies are going to be, monitoring people's Twitters and shit. Like we already caught a few companies doing that shit.
yeah,
Following people on their third-party websites and shit, and then like banning the shit out of them. When you have control of the cloud seeding service, you have 100% control.
yeah. Well, and
And when it comes to like if they start doing MMOs on this service, we've already seen the devastation when people play like MMOs that have been around for a decade and they go away. Can you imagine people just being stripped from that?
Well, especially on the other end too, like
bullshit.
The developers have got to be kind of happy with this kind of service too, because that means the end consumer doesn't have a way to basically pirate the game or mess with it, right? Because they're going to be like
the player. Well, that's true, but then the player also doesn't have the option to have their own like private servers after the game's killed. Like a lot of games that have died, like Battlefield 2142, because it wasn't completely owned, they were able to do their own private servers as long as there's no monetary value to it.
Yeah.
They couldn't be sued. When you have someone that's a streaming service, there's no access to the source code for the consumer or anybody. They just, so they could do their own private server after the project's been officially killed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of flexibility we're losing in the gaming, in general.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
my issue. That's my fear. Okay, I understand that's not exactly reality. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but the infrastructure will be there for some asshole to do.
Well, the other thing that worries me too is, like with Stadia, we get a full suite of stuff too in Steam, and now what happens to the games that you're going to go and want to mod, basically, like especially RTSs. Like RTSs are the biggest like thing for modding next to like.
Is that still a genre?
Modding?
No, RTS.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, fuck you. Okay, we still have.
Have you played
RTS.
Total War 3 Kingdoms? Hello.
Oh. That doesn't count, but there's actually a great game called, I think it's called like Ancestors or some shit. Came out last May. Dope as hell. You can play as Vikings, Anglo-Saxons, Slavs, and they even added Saladin's crusade jihad of Jerusalem to it. It's fucking awesome, beautiful engine. It's called like Ancestors Legacy or some shit. It's on sale actually. I found it last night.
Nice. But yeah, there's a lot of other good ones too. Like Stellaris, I really enjoy still. Like I could get stuck in Stellaris for like weeks. Like it's bad. Like when I go and especially I'm playing a co-op campaign with my buddy Josh, like we'll literally start that. We will not stop until we're like through the map or almost done. Like we've gone through 4 Huh?
Dream that shit, bro.
I know, right? Well, dude, it's hard because it's scheduled really. It's a schedule. I don't stream on the weekends anymore, so like, and weekends is usually when he's available. So that's usually the only time I get to play. And even then, like a lot of my stuff lately has all been, motorcycles and doing other stuff on the weekend. Like I've been out and about actually a little bit more.
I need to get out and about. People are confusing me for the wrong race now, apparently.
Oh man. Oh.
I need to get back out in the sun. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of Everspace lately. I don't know why. The game got like addictive to me lately.
They added a lot of content. I played it when they first released it, and there was only enough content to play like a couple hours at most.
Yeah,
and then it's
the
like
Encounters DLC is fucking awesome because it actually gives you something to do than just trying to traverse the map.
Yeah.
Like you gotta change your course. You gotta go through different routes and go through tougher shit if you want to do some of the special missions, which are fun. They have everything from xenobiology to restarting reactors to going to like the Orknar homeworlds and just messing with shit. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It's a great game. If you guys haven't tried Everspace, I recommend it. It's very addictive. If you like fast-paced shooters, it's awesome. It's basically a 3D platform shooter. I don't know, it's crazy. It reminds me of platformers back in the day. It's that like smooth and fun.
Yeah. A lot of these ones have been solid lately. I mean, I can't complain. on some of them. Like especially I think Everspace was just free on Epic too recently. So if you didn't get your hands on it, I mean, you might have missed your slot for getting that.
Yeah, get it on Steam.
Hey, I mean, if it was free though, I mean, who complains about free?
I complain about free because they keep showing up in my starting programs without being in my starting programs. Okay,
Right.
I've not turned on Epic actually in weeks because of that. I'm actually kind of concerned. I don't know why their stuff just pops up in there without my system telling me.
Oh yeah. Another big one. So this is kind of like an interesting bit of news this week for Twitch anyway, with Bernie Sanders randomly joining Twitch. He had his first stream this week, and I didn't get the chance to see the stream or the past broadcast or see what it was all about. But yeah.
How do you do, kids?
Regardless of your politics, him being on here, unless if I swear to God, if Twitch pulls any shit, not letting any of his opponents on here for any bullcrap reason, I'm going to be rip shit. And I mean on the left and on the right. I don't care. Get the Green Party in here, get the Libertarians in here. I don't care. But they better be being fair about this because I don't know.
I think they will be
worse every day with the build up to next year, and Twitch really doesn't need to be involved in it.
Well, no, but I don't think it was Twitch that was dragging him over or asking him to come over or anything. I think it was them trying a new avenue to try to get to a new audience, basically. And in fact, like, you know, in Potato Play, I mean, I kind of, to some degree, it's actually one of those weird days. I wish Potato Play was actually here to talk about this.
Yes, I do too, because
I know he's a big, huge.
Yeah, he's in that Match Me Bro subreddit. We all know.
Oh yeah. Okay? I mean, yeah, and in the same regard, though, I hope they're fair with it. You know, I don't hope that there's no banning or anything like that. If other political parties join, you know, that's their own thing.
If you don't like the president, if he's running for re-election, he deserves his own Twitch channel if he wants it. I'm just saying. You may hate him, but if Bernie gets one, everybody else gets one. I hate Warren, but she should get one too. We gotta be fair.
But you're dealing with a social media platform. You are not entitled to use it. They can ban whoever the fuck they want.
Well, that's true too. Right.
Yeah. That's the concern.
To do it.
I know. RJ, I know.
Until like it's I'm with you, Eric. But you know that's the thing. Until the government decides whether they're gonna regulate this shit, because that shit's still in Congress right now.
They already decided. They decided 10 years ago. It's Title 12. The same way that Something Awful got away with as much shit that they did.
Yeah, because now that has to be reclassified because
sure.
Well, the issue, that's the thing too, because some of these companies weren't publishers 10 years ago, and they became there in that 10 years through loopholes, and haven't been regulated since. So that's the issue they're having right now. They have companies.
I wouldn't consider Facebook a publisher.
Right now, we're going off in the fire.
Okay, yeah. We're going off games. This is a subject we actually shouldn't be delving into.
Exactly. It's fine.
We'll debate this on somebody's YouTube channel or something, or we'll talk privately. Let's get back to the games.
Next one is
YouTube.
So all the biggest news. I thought this was actually really interesting. I mean, a lot of it has to do with obviously money, which is where it comes in, because ultimately this one actually would hurt the consumer, right? So all three major gaming console platform creators have all signed a joint petition to try to get the tariffs reduced back to where they were. Because if anybody didn't know, or if you may or may not be surprised by this, but all console makers get all of their hardware made in China. And now with, I think it's up to 25% is what this article says.
Well, I believe that tariff is actually designed to have them go to more local production, and cheaper countries like Tel Aviv and stuff is actually one of the best places for tech development, but nobody really gets much, manufactured there. So I think those tariffs are designed to go to more American-friendly countries.
Yeah,
China, like India, Japan.
Well, that's
there actually are areas of America that actually could develop.
Well, even then, those tariffs are huge right now too. Like India's is up to like something like 35% or something. It's ridiculous.
Well, India's steel production is even threatening China's. That whole economic region is the thing. When you have countries developing at the speed they're developing, it can fuck with a lot of shit. That's why, people get scared. People put tariffs. Some people take tariffs away. So people, that's why everybody's on different sides of the fences on this.
Tariffs hurt consumers?
Oh no!
What?
They can if they're done the wrong way, but sometimes they can. It's short term to hurt consumers to force the companies to move to in order to more benefits. It's designed to cause a short-term burden on the consumer, so the producer moves production to reduce prices and costs again. Basically, is how tariffs work.
And this one
that's the concept. It's supposed to work.
And this one specifically is asking
for China. We're going in. Let's get out of tariffs. Okay,
I know,
chat's already complaining about the tariffs. Let's not do it. You're right, Boris.
No. I mean, in the scheme of things,
this is not a politics show. In fact, I usually shy away from it. The point that I wanted to make is that all the console makers are coming out and trying to actually do something together for once.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, all three of them agreed on something, and that's rare as.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the point of topic here, not necessarily diving into the whole tariffs and all the other stuff. I generally don't like political talk on this show, and specifically this show, ever. But these are the two topics I've ever brought onto the show that's like, even remotely.
They brought them to our platform, guys.
I know.
I'm sorry. They brought it in the Twitch. It's not our fault. They brought all this bullshit to us, chat. We're trying.
But yeah, no, Borax, no. Normally, this is not at all a politics show. This is actually mostly gaming news and talking about the big stuff, which is pretty much all the rest of our conversation today. It's gaming wise, it's light. Like, we had a lot of really big updates this week. Like, we got the new Apex Legend update, I think, that's already live. We got the new PUBG.
July 2nd.
Oh, July 2nd. Okay, that's coming up. But we've got the preseason thing that they're doing right now with the Dragons starting to land. We've got the PUBG new update that finally added a pinging system of its own. Also added ledge grabbing, which you can now dive from building to building, which is something like I know me and eBag have been trying to do forever and a day. It feels like, intentionally or not, or otherwise, I should say.
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah, hardcore parkour. Now the big one is actually kind of the one I was really wanting to kind of dig into today was the Steam sale, the summer Steam sale. We started talking about this in the beginning of the show. Now, the problem, I don't know if anybody really noticed this. If you open up your Steam library and you went to the summer sale, you would see the race that we were talking about earlier, right? Now, if you go and you hit your certain bonuses of buying your games and doing the achievements or doing the little things for the race and stuff, you would basically run into this thing where they would give you a free game from your wish list, which is why they're saying, hey guys, update your wish list. We want you to do it because we're going to give you a free game from that.
Hold on. Before you continue, I just tried to open up my Steam and the whole Steam network's down.
Oh, what?
Oh shit, really?
Can't make this shit up.
I have Steam open right now, Dave. I gotta check to see if it crashed.
It may be my computer, but it says specifically that can't not connect to the network how it usually is. It literally says Steam network is down.
Oh, weird.
Oh, yeah, I got white bars on my Steam window, dude. It crashed.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, never mind. Don't go look at your Steam library right now. It's not going to work.
Okay, no, it's back up. It's back up. It was temporary. I don't know what happened there. eBay.
So what happened with this one? This is kind of interesting. I don't think I had the link for this. Let me grab the link for this. So basically, what was happening is people were purging their entire wish lists to try to get games because at first they were, the first they allowed it where you get any game off your wish list, even if it was a pre-order item, something that's not even released, and that was a problem. Devs are like, no, don't do that. We don't want you to do that. So they're like, okay, cool. So then they added the disclaimer, no, we're not giving you games that are not on pre-order. It's only games that are currently live or released or on the early access, whatever. Which caused this massive, like, wishlist purge. Like, it was something like, on average, people were losing like a third or 2/3 of their wish list in a day. And all the devs were worried because that's their access to the more people that wishlist games gives a better bonus towards the placement on Steam. The more traction it gets, the better places it gets through, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, and and they weren't supposed to be including pre-purchase items at first too. So that was the interesting part because I guess devs were getting all upset about that one too.
Steam developers fucking up code. Wow, what a surprise.
Oh, here it is, the PC Gamer article.
Yeah, yeah, that whole
So it's
I don't know. I feel like Steam like looked to Epic and said, "Hold my beer" with their fiasco with this. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. I was like, Steam is going to like steamroll the shit out of these guys. They're gonna mess up Epic this summer.
So
and
what?
Then you guys go pull this shit.
Then what happens?
Why?
Then what happens is in these the mini game for the Steam sale was so confusing that people were like, "What the hell are we supposed to do?" So now they changed it to these 5 items. You have to review a game, add 3 games to your wish list because they're trying to correct their mistake for for purges, right? And then they stop doing the games that are pre-released, so that now you have to add games that are on your wish list that are actually released and stuff like that. And then the graph that in fact is in that article I just linked talks a lot about how the deletions were going. They're like in the first like hour there was like 1,200 purges of items off of people's wish list. But you know, average most of the time, like I clean my wish list out every year anyway. But I cleaned like
Lucky
10
you.
off 10 games off like
old,
old,
just gets longer.
like older shit that I didn't want to play anymore. I decided I don't want to play anymore, or I'll just wait till it shows up on Humble Bundle because that seems to be happening a lot lately. Every time I'm like, oh, I'll just wait on that game, I'll get it later, and it shows up on a Humble Bundle, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I know. I've got a few of those myself, and there are some games I put on my wish list now that I'm just like, why did I put this on my wish list? Delete.
When you take the money, you have to track whether or not you deliver the value. You can record it as revenue. You can't track it as liability in your books until you. Oh wow! Steam doesn't give the publisher enough information to know which percentage of the money is coming to you, which recorded as a revenue. Yeah, because it's based on sales, right? Like they do their percentages based on sales, or at least that's what sparked this whole war between them and Epic.
And I don't know about CCP and Steam having the same devs. Maybe Steam got some of the ex devs from CCP.
Could very well be. Could very well be.
That could be the case for us.
Yeah, their most wished for games was the thing. I think they've changed that since then.
Yeah, then we do have. Are we covering the stuff with CCP? Because I actually didn't look at the notes for a second.
Okay. No. All the other talk shows covered that.
Okay, they're already covering that. Are we going to cover that NPC stuff? Because that actually is pretty cool.
It is cool, but it's not. It's also been covered elsewhere.
All right. Sorry,
all over the place. Otherwise,
I'm so confused by what's going on in that.
So basically,
I'll talk to you.
Okay, we'll talk a short a little bit, but
oh yeah, woo! I won.
CCP decides like, hey guys, they talked about this actually. In fact, it was Vegas last year, I believe. They were talking about having full-scale invasions from NPCs. We haven't heard anything about it until it started happening the other day randomly out of nowhere, and all the NPCs in EVE started attacking player structures, which is what, you know, they usually attack players as a whole, unless or don't even care really. The drifters that usually show up in NPC space or even in nullsec, they just come around, scan some stuff, and then leave. These guys came up in full huge fleets and were just putting structures in reinforcement nonstop for like 2 days.
Triggering the Matani, it was hilarious. He was all comparing EVE to WoW and stuff on Twitter. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh, his tweets were great. His tweets actually have been pretty on point lately.
I've been laughing my ass off. Even when he does his like crazy lefty posts, I'm like, dude, what's going on in your house? What liquor are you drinking to just have these Twitter rants? I need to come hang out with you.
But yeah, so back on the Steam stuff for just a brief second, but
yeah,
they finally fixed a lot of the issues, which I think is a lot more clear. Now you have just your little checklist of stuff to do now, which you can do them daily to progress in your boost for your team, which apparently is not going good for anybody because everybody's team fucking Corgi apparently. So I don't know what the hell's going on there, but
no, they got all the gaming addicts on Corgi. That's what the hell happened here, because this gamers on the other teams, it's just Corgi's like boosting like 100K ahead of us. And I play a lot of games, man. You get points from almost any game you play. Like you get like a baseline of points for playing any game for a certain amount of time. And they have games where you get like extra points for doing certain things. Like if you play Path of Exile, you get like 100 points for killing an elder, and you get like 30 points every yellow map you complete, and like 60 points every red map you complete. Like, so that certain games have certain tiers. They even have Total War Warhammer 2 on there. You capture a settlement, you get like 20 points.
Yeah.
You know, you get a captive, you get 50 points. But there's like a baseline. I don't know what the baseline is, but it's like you play 30 minutes of any game on your Steam account, they give you points.
Yeah. I mean, I could see something like that, sure.
Yeah, but I swear to God, there's somebody that's like just playing something. There's like 50 people playing something 24 hours a day, boosting the shit out of Corgi. There's somebody doing some farming somewhere because this system's gamed as shit.
Right.
Like somebody's boosting the shit out of this, like from like 50 accounts.
Nah, I don't even think it's probably just a bunch of people just joined Corgi because they like corgis.
Is this Grand Prix allowed in China, or is this sale illegal? Because that could be.
I have no idea.
Be some farmers from over there. Hey,
we're not going that far on that. That's for sure.
Hey, they got the farmers, man.
Oh,
hey,
I know.
The Chinese gaming population is the same size. It's bigger than the U.S. entire population. They have like 335 million gamers in China. There's 330 million Americans.
All right, we'll table that one for another time. The next one is I feel like we haven't had Epic in the news for a bit. It feels like not like this kind of news. And then we got the Epic boss again trying to defend exclusivity strategy, which is kind of, I don't know, like, because he's claimed, he's like, oh no, we're gonna stop doing that because it feels like we're screwing with gamers too much, and then he just goes back and does it again and says, fuck it, why not? So he was responding in Twitter. CEO Tim Sweeney was defending the company's strategy to securing exclusive distribution rights on PC. The strategy, the lead strategy of exclusive, which thought unpopular to dedicated Steam users, do work established by major publisher storefronts like EA's, Ubisoft, stuff like that. With Epic Keys. Oh, I was trying to read this wrong, and I was like, well, these competitors' revenues. Okay, so basically, what they're talking about is he wants a person put up a question to him and says, yes, please, why not politely ask for games to be on Epic instead of yanking them from other storefronts? If it was on every store possible, it would be way better for at least the average gamer. Just ask the devs instead of yanking the games. He says this question gets to the core of Epic's strategy for competing with dominant storefronts. We believe exclusives are the only strategy that will change the 70-30 status quo to a large enough scale to permanently affect the entire game industry, or the whole game industry, sorry. Now, I don't know. I mean, I get it that what they're trying to do with it, but at the same time, it's like, can they? When Steam is like, I mean, Steam is literally Valve's cash cow, essentially. Like, what else are they making money on? Because their last couple games have failed.
Yeah,
or
the
at least newest
card game was dog shit. I'm sorry. It had good.
The auto chess is pretty good.
Yeah, auto chess is really good.
I'm sorry, you can't have a bar that high on your company to come out with that fucking card game. I scale releases. If that was like some small studio, some studio that does card games came out with that game, cool.
Well, the thing is, they wanted it
Valve,
to be
no, I'm sorry, my bar's higher for them, and that's their own damn fault.
And Carnelis, I absolutely agree. I do not agree with Sweeney's decision on this. I don't think that's the way to do it. I think that's a way you could do it, but the fact that you're ripping choice, other way. But you're ripping the choice out of gamers' hands too at the same time, right?
That's fine. There's already console exclusives. Fuck them.
True, but on a platform.
The thing is, there is
at least with the PC exclusive, all I do is download a 5 gig thing.
Yeah, true. But then we got the issue of everybody wanting to have their own damn launcher.
That's fine. There's launcher aggregates that use the same APIs.
Well, so now think of this. Pull back and think of this objectively too. Think about it on the same front of where streaming services are now becoming like a fucking dime a dozen, essentially. Like, yeah, sure, you got a smart TV that plays all the same apps, right? Like I cut the cord a couple years ago, and I only use Netflix and Hulu. And I get Amazon because I have Amazon Prime.
Even watch YouTube. There's a lot better original content, movies and shows
but,
coming on.
But think of it on the same front though. If you go and get everybody that wants to make their own store, eventually you're going to run into this problem where you're running into a bajillion different subscriptions now. And it's essentially what gaming is turning into. It's a subscription service, like a long-term streaming service, which is, you know.
But there's no changing that at this point. They got to make money.
Well, yeah, they got to make money. I understand that, but I don't know if making more stores is the key. Is what I'm getting at. Like the check on trying to have all these extra stores. Yeah, like Sweeney wants to do it because they've got at least some money to do it with, right? Like they've actually got the capital to do it. But at the same time, like it's dividing dividing and pissing off players in the process, which is
Well,
kind of the.
So this is my analogy. To me, it's kind of like they're trying to turn your PC into a shopping mall. Got all these fucking little stores you gotta go into when we used to be kind of like just Amazon, just order that shit and download it. Now you gotta go download the store to go download the game. And you gotta make sure you regularly open the store to make sure the games are all updated.
Yeah.
Like that's a pain in the dick.
Well, yeah, it's a pain in the dick, but it's also allowing more indie games because do you have Stream where most of the good indie games come out on? No, because of that 70-30 split, they can't come to Steam unless they're backed by a massive.
See, that also is starting to come to another topic too.
Well, I also download a lot of independent games, like I told you about that Battlestar. I didn't send you the link. I feel like an asshole. The Battlestar Galactica online game. I gotta send you that shit.
Well, no, there's another one too. Is like think of it even on the indie front. Now it's got to the point where everybody wants to make a game, which is really cool. But at the same time, there's like, I went through like the Indie Megastore this year, for example, at our Indie Mega booth over at PAX East and PAX West, last year at PAX West, not this current one, but then you go back into the even like Indie, what is it called? Indie Booster.io, I think is what it's called. The new indie games platform, basically, it's like Keymailer, essentially. There's so many games that are coming out there that are just garbage too. Like, I want indie developers to make money, but not on stuff that shouldn't come to the market to some degree.
And there's a lot of good games that are playing it too safe for me.
Have you seen Steam Early Access?
Well, yeah. There's a back and forth on that. There's a back and forth on that one. But I mean, like, 2D platformers are in an abundant now. If you want to play a 2D platformer, you can literally play a 2D platformer a minute a day, and still not run out until the end of the year. That's how many there's coming out lately. I think games will turn out to be
Who needs that when I've got Super Mario Maker 2?
Ooh.
I definitely could see that happening, Carneros. I think games will turn out to the future to be a hybrid model with subscription services like Netflix and individual purchases, Amazon books being both big parts of distribution mix. Yeah, I could totally see that too. I don't see
nobody's gonna be able to. Nobody's gonna be able to pull a purist either way here.
At the same time, though, too, I could see in the light some subscription services actually won't be bad, like Uplay service, for example, or Origin service, or hell, even Steam came out with a service and it was like, hey, well, we got these 2,000 games we could go through because they've got such a big library, right? I could see some of those even being a big thing. Now, the reason I would think some of these services would be good is think about the flood of games we've had, especially this past holiday season and all the beginning of this year, basically.
Well, if you consider the amount of development in the games, we really got like quarter games and half games.
Well, that's true too.
So, you can kind of like mesh a few of them together to get one complete
I'm going
game.
back to the regular Nintendo. Fuck this shit.
But I mean, look
I'm about to buy a Switch, dude. At least they're keeping it traditional, like giving you full games on release.
Look at the roadmap even for the rest of this year, right? The roadmap for the rest of this year, especially when you get to like September, is stupid busy. Like, it's not even like feasible. I want to play like 80% of the stuff that's coming out this fall, and especially in the beginning of the year. I do not have enough money in the world to go and buy all of these games to have the time for it, let alone.
That's another thing too.
But that's
like, all of these games are getting developed cheap, but is there really?
Well, I mean, like Cyberpunk and some of these other ones, all these big AAA titles we've been waiting for to come out, right? And I'm not even talking about the indies at this point. It's just the big games.
Saying we're not all Fortnite kids with moms with fucking really awesome credit card limits. Okay, these companies need to calm the hell down.
I mean, talk about yourself first.
But I mean, I could see this is a place.
Okay, you and your V-Bucks can calm the hell down, okay?
To get on my long drawn out story. To get on my long drawn out story, though, this is where I could see subscription services being good. Where if you have a lot of these big games that you really want to play on one of these subscription services, I would totally do the subscription service over buying every game. Because at least I just pay the one fee, $15 a month, and bam, now I've got all the games that I wanted to play, like Metro Exodus. I want to play it. It all of a sudden showed up in the Xbox Game Pass. Now I could play that on either Xbox or PC. And I'm all for that because I didn't want to pay full price for that game.
Yeah, I originally hated Origin when it came out, but they've refined the shit out of it.
In the long run, you pay more for games with a subscription service than the game.
Well, no, I mean, I'll go and subscribe for it for a month and then get out of it. I mean, that's usually what I do.
Well, yeah.
But if you want to keep the games for replayability, which a lot of gamers do, a lot of gamers just don't. Like, we may do that.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
fucking bang out game. But the the average person, like, I remember before I started streaming and rotating through my games and uninstall and reinstall and shit, I used to keep games on forever. People do that. So
Well,
you got people
But
paying $15 a month. Once you get it to like the year mark of paying for that subscription, you've already paid 3 times for every game in your game library.
Okay, so now if you think about it on the other end too, if you don't buy it new, you play it on the subscription service, you take it out later, and then now all of a sudden your game's way cheaper on one of the big sales. Now you buy it one time, you've already saved that money essentially too. So now the cost, if you think about the cost of subscription versus the cost of the full price game that you saved, instead you got it 4 months later for $20, because that's about the rate that most of them are going cheaper, right?
So here's something I'm pretty sure nobody's thought about with these subscription services, and especially with open world games like, are we going to be able to mod them?
Doubtful on any of the streaming ones, yeah. On the subscription based ones you can, like any of the Uplay ones, there's still a couple of them where you can do mods on them through their launcher.
But that's Uplay approved mod.
Yeah.
I'm not adding Thomas the Tank Engine. He's muted.
Rude. Who? Hendo?
Yeah.
Oh.
Muted me.
You? No, just kidding. I don't know.
Okay, but I was just, I forgot what I was saying. Shit.
I see a feature where you pay a subscription to feed on Microsoft Play Xbox games, Microsoft PC games, and possibly Steam PC games, possibly Nintendo games, all streamed to any device you want. Yes. So right now it seems like that Microsoft is teaming up with Nintendo for a possible streaming service.
That Microsoft one I'm super interested in, because it's using your local Xbox. If
Okay, you guys can hear me fine, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Because if I can have my Xbox at my home and I can play my games on my Xbox wherever I'm at in the world, that's really interesting.
Yeah. I can see that being a feasible thing too, if that ends up being like, now all these console makers are finally starting to work together.
Oh yeah,
and different things.
Like I was saying, I was trying to say that me and eBag go to ModDB shift. All right, we don't do that local approved bullshit by the company. We want the good shit. All right, we want the Game of Thrones mod for Medieval 2 Total War and fucking Conquer the Seven Kingdoms. All right, we want the Game of Thrones mod for Bannerlord and shit. We want Hyrule and
Skyrim.
And Skyrim and shit in games they have no business in.
Now this one, so moving on to our big top story for today, which I kind of wanted to save because this is going to be our last 15 minutes easily or more on this. And I actually, like, in chat, if you guys are hanging out here, like, this is actually one I want to get you all involved on. I want to hear your thoughts on what you think this is. First, as a broadcaster, it might be a little different of a thing. I still watch a lot of streams too, but as a broadcaster, I see it one way. A viewer may see it a different way, but I want to see what your thoughts are on this. So Twitch just announced this week about their subscriber only streams. We saw the test about it going out. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. We even reported about that in
maybe a month.
Yeah, maybe a month ago. And we were like, cool. That sounds like it's going to be something towards esports, like esports generated, like let them do it. That's their thing, right? Because it looked like a pay-per-view service. Now they've released that it's going to be, it's a thing to reward. Well, let's go on the wording here. We'll read it out just to make sure we're doing this right. Okay. So, subscriber streams give creators the option to host a stream for their most dedicated community members, subscribers, VIPs, and moderators. Now it's not limited to just subscribers, which is a good thing. So this is a subscriber only stream, just keep in mind. During setup, you simply press the audience permissions in your dashboard to make it a standard or subscriber only stream. You make it a Q&A discussion, discuss your content ideas with your biggest supporters. They give you a 5-minute preview during this time if you are not a subscriber. 5 minutes, that's not really time. Like if you're a brand, so we'll get into this whole thing. But
well, here's the thing: 5 minutes is definitely enough for someone new to come in, be like, yeah, I like them or not, and leave.
Well, it all depends on the streamer though, because not a lot of streamers are doing that like fast-paced stuff. Like we have some streamers, you watch for 2 minutes, 5 things are gonna fucking happen. They're all gonna be hilarious. Yeah. You got a lot of streamers, you gotta watch for 10, 15 minutes because they're doing like a grind or a speed run, and you gotta wait a minute for their reaction because they're like super into it. You jump in the middle of a speed run where somebody's like super focused, and you only see 5 minutes. Some dude like this in the
Are
fucking
you jacking
camera.
off on there?
Yeah, who knows? Okay, if they're watching freaking DSP, it could be fucking.
Oh, exactly, Carlos. And obviously it's left to the broadcasters, which is also the good and the bad part, right? Because not everybody's smart.
Yeah.
Not everybody's smart with these features. Now, if you go back and look, and we're gonna do, what does subscriber streams look like for me? You go in, you can see the tag. There's always a subscriber stream tag that is first. It never gets removed. It's in a big star. It's real super easy to see if you're paying attention to tags. Most people don't, I don't think. What kind of content can you stream on subscriber streams? Now, this is the one thing that they had to put in that was very, very specific. If it was a subscriber stream, it has to still follow the terms of service and community guidelines, which we all know, as most of us kind of.
But how much extra Twitch bias do you get when you do it subscriber only?
Yeah, right.
Like do certain streamers that I will not name get like an extra 15 points on their bullshit scale? Like,
well, this is like this particular section is basically saying you're not going to be a cam girl and you're not going to be showing your ass on the screen, basically.
God damn it! There goes I got to go back to
the drawing board now.
I was going to start doing jumping jacks on my stream too.
It's more likely to hurt the broadcaster than the audience. If streams too often sub only mode, then they'll have to master. Yeah, exactly.
So here's the thing. I was in Co's stream the other day since he's playing the new Lovecraft game. And he made a very fair point. Twitch's entire audience, Twitch's whole basis is free entertainment. This is going to alienate 90% of your audience. It's going to alienate the people who can't afford, subscriptions.
Or just don't like to pay for it.
Exactly. You're alienating a lot.
But you know what? That has a silver lining to it, because let's be honest, some people have not been going to other free websites to go see certain things, once they do, because of this kind of service, because the one they're watching for that certain kind of content is now wanting to charge everybody. They're like, know what, I'm going to try this free service. Everybody gives me shit about that. I should go check out. And then they find out they don't need to come back. And then these horrible streamers drop off in followers like they deserve.
And this is obviously bombed out on Twitter, like as things do when stuff like this comes out. And there's a lot of streamers that were defending it, but then they were like, "Oh yeah, I want to do like a sub only stream for my subscribers." I'm like, but that's you saying that you're taking what Twitch is giving you, not looking at it from all the other aspects of a viewer or your random Joe Schmo that's going to come off. Like, so my biggest problem is what happens when you go and you decide you do. Any given time when you stream, you have a random viewer that will come in and find you from something, either the game you're playing, the content you're playing, the host you might have gotten, or so on and so forth, right? Now, what happens when you get your random viewer that's going to come out from nowhere? Like, they don't know you, they don't know your content, they don't know your community, they don't know jack shit about anything. And they're going to come in and be like, hey, I want to check out this. Oh, it's a subscriber only stream. Well, I only have 5 minutes to decide if I like this guy, and if I don't, if I like him, maybe I'll subscribe, or maybe I'll just give him a follow and come back later when it's not a subscription only stream, which is still probably highly unlikely in 5 minutes for a brand new user to decide that, right? Like now but you do have the option during a subscriber only stream not to put your chat in subscriber only mode, so you can still have it open for everybody and just participate in chat too. But who would do that? Who would try to just come in just for a text game, basically, without saying your free preview is over?
I don't know. That kind of sounds like, like if Yahoo Messenger had a video app and they turned off the video app and still let you just IM people. I don't know.
I'm kind of down for that.
Like, a lot of shit posting will happen. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
People just saying random shit. Like, I guarantee you somebody's going to jump in somebody's, like, chat, like follower chat, no video, and like write like a whole SCP out in the chat and just be like random as shit. They're like playing like Stardew Valley or some crap.
Yeah. So now take into account, now what would you do if, now as a chat, like if you guys are here and participating in chat, what are your thoughts? Like if I'm not saying us, but a streamer you like, or a channel you like, where we're doing subscriber only thing, maybe say Sub Sundays. They did 2 hours of sub only thing.
Here we go. Here we go.
Would you touch it?
Anytime Boats goes live, he's doing subscriber only.
Boat? Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Like, and me personally, once I get my shit up, I would possibly only do it like on a monthly thing. That probably do that consistently. Like once a month, have like a subscriber stream where you just do some dumb shit. That'd be cool.
Like if it was very sparse and stuff, I don't see it being good at all for any medium to small size broadcaster. Like that's just my personal preference and how I see it. Like, I don't think it's good for any medium to small broadcaster. If you were like a megastar, like, you know, Tfue or Ninja or Shroud or Dr. Disrespect even, or any of these big time.
No
I mean,
more.
Dr. Disrespect
He's
also
gone,
can't
he's
use
gone.
it. He just
Nope.
got unbanned, but he can't use it, which
been
he's.
unbanned.
Oh, he got unbanned? Oh, I didn't even see that.
He got unbanned this week.
Why?
Same day.
Why?
Same day this
Twitch,
feature came out.
why?
So, yeah, you can't have.
But
90
you have
Were
to
they,
be-
were they,
you
were
have
they
to
that
be
scared
30
of
days
losing him to
clean.
YouTube? What? Come on.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. He was gone a whole 2 weeks. But like, what would you do? Like, he got banned for
Streaming
Streaming
from
in
the
a bathroom.
E3 bathroom.
Yeah.
At E3. He
He-
went in the bathroom at E3, took a shit on camera behind the stall door, then filmed people taking a piss.
Yep. And he's been permanently
E3.
banned. He's been permanently banned from E3. He got banned for Twitch for 2 weeks. And even his Twitter was pulled down for like 3 hours for some reason. And then that got brought back up.
E3's in Cali, right? It's still
E3's in LA,
consistently
yeah.
LA.
LA.
Yeah. So don't you guys have like crazy laws that, you know, of filming without consent?
It's a misdemeanor, yeah.
Yeah, so he just like he literally committed like 18 misdemeanors in the span of 10 seconds.
So that was not a good one. But yeah, you can't, and the subscriber only streams, you can't have violated the Twitch terms of service or community guidelines within 90 days. Obviously, he's completely out for that one. But
He's never gonna use it.
I mean, I could see large streamers doing that. You know, ones that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers or thousands of subscribers.
I can see doing it or something like
But
that.
I couldn't see your
No,
like
so
sub
here's
1,000 viewer concurrent viewer.
But I couldn't see
streamer
him
doing it.
do it. I couldn't see him doing it consistently on a daily basis, though. I don't think anybody's that dumb, and anybody who would do that, I guarantee you, their numbers will fucking.
Well,
nosedive.
here's the thing. This will be very interesting to see because naturally we need a big partner streamer to answer this one. I guarantee
we
you, most of the tips you get aren't from subscribers.
No, they're from random people just want to just give you
Yep.
money.
Yeah, I'd rather give you $15 than subscribe for 3 months. Like, I guarantee you, most people, their money is based off the donations, and they're non-subscribers.
Or bits,
so that's
or even
gonna
bits.
kill. Yeah, that's gonna kill your absolutely
It's
kill
gonna
your
kill
income.
revenue.
Well, I mean, like even
I
like a
can't
little,
wait. It's gonna be hilarious. Twitch fails.
even
Get
a little
clips
behind the
ready, baby.
scenes for even like INN related stuff, for example. Like, I'm not going to give anything big away, but we've seen a huge thing move away from even donations as a whole, move more into bits because of all the bit
Yep.
deals and random stuff that
Same
people
here.
get.
Yep. I started getting bits when I towards the end of my last streaming saga. I was getting bits. You know, I got like 2 subs, but then everybody started giving me bits.
Yeah, bits are what's there. They like, because you can get them for free. You can watch a thing. You can do you can do all that stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly what
But-
people were telling me in my chat. They're like, dude, I watch these ads. Here's these bits, baby. Make it rain.
Yeah,
Like I know they're only
Yeah,
like what? It's like
there's
a buck
a-
for every 100.
There's
bits or
actually
something.
there's a partner streamer that I know. He works out like at 3 a.m. and while he's working out, all he does is basically farm bits with ads because he's not paying attention anyway. And then he'll randomly dump 10,000 bits in someone's channel and be like, "Here you go. I did nothing for these."
yeah. So,
YouTube, start paying people to watch ads. We'll stop bitching. I'll get rid of my ad block tomorrow, YouTube, if you do this.
now
Well,
let's see.
I mean, can we
Give
go
me
the
$3
WoW
an
route
ad,
where
I'll
we
watch
can
every last one
go
repeatedly.
the WoW route where we can hire small children to watch ads?
Well, it is Sunday, so I decided, what, let's just take a random look. Let's peek in the subscriber only tag, because it's a tag you could just filter out through browse. You just put the tag in there, subscriber stream. How many people are doing it? Now, oh my
More
god.
than he expected.
No, less than I expected. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 total
Out of
subscriber
all of
streams
Twitch.
out of all of Twitch right now. 18. Most of them are sub 50 viewers. All but 3 are all
What's
sub
the highest viewed one?
512, which is Grossy Gore. He's just chatting. He's just talking on stream. But the one of us playing talk shows and podcasts. It looks like she's playing Dota Legends.
I can
just
see
chatting.
just chatting it, using it a lot more than anything else.
Are the regular troopers in the trenches out there? I'm using all kinds of stupid analogies, I know. Where are the You know the ones I'm talking about. They are out and about and they're doing the sub onlys yet.
No, I don't think
There's
Trainwreck
one that's
them
using
are-
as a sub Sunday, which is a sub only thing. That's one of them. That is Pummel Party for 9 viewers, and everybody else is like a sub Sunday thing basically. Everything is using it as a sub Sunday, and everybody is sub 50 viewers.
Yeah,
in fact,
yeah,
in fact, the one of them that's doing the talk shows and podcasts and playing Auto Legends or whatever is obviously miscategorized terribly, which I hate to begin with.
Hey, this might work out for us. We might get more viewers since everybody's not. I'm not gonna pay to watch this asshole play on Sunday. I'll go watch these guys.
But I mean, that's already
though.
This thing by itself is already saying enough. 18, not 100, not 1,000 on Sunday, which is the big, sub Sunday, which is the most popular version of it, right? But there's sub 20 streamers. The entirety of Twitch doing it.
This comes down to what we were saying before stream. This is mostly going to be used for major esports things. I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's
like
where I see
even
it
stupid things like the YouTube PPV where fucking Joe Schmo is fighting Fuckface McGee.
Oh yeah, the Jake Paul thing. The stupid Jake Paul.
I couldn't remember their name.
Jake Paul versus
I remember.
Whatever.
It was KSI.
Yeah, KSI. Yeah, KSI and Jake Paul.
Because I remember him getting punched outside of an In-N-Out in Arizona.
And then it was a no decision fight because they couldn't decide who.
Waffle House. I forget which one.
Even though it was KSI, clearly won that one, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The Walmart crew didn't have it. Like when it got to Deji and Jake, yeah, Jake had that. But I'm sorry, KSI had way more on Logan. Logan may have that like muscle mass, but I did boxing training as a kid. I could tell just by Logan's footwork, he would have went down hard if that was taken seriously.
Oh yeah, easy.
He would have tripped over himself hard and got knocked.
Now, like, and going back on the monetization thing, I don't think it's a good idea. Obviously, a lot of streamers haven't taken into effect yet, or it's just not. Maybe today it's not a big thing. But I'm gonna try to keep watch out on it all week and see what happens. But
I think that's something we should track over like the next month.
Maybe we'll do another bit on it in a month or so and talk about it here on the show. But man, I don't know. So my ultimate problem with this whole thing, and I'm gonna get a little rude about this, and I am sorry. Where the hell is my squad streaming? Like, where is squad streaming for everybody else?
No, it's never gonna come to affiliates.
Listen, I need it because I'm trying to get Barbershop Quartet on my stream, dog.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Dude, no. I'm trying to get Manic and Reload down. They're down as soon as it is. I need like a fourth person, and we're doing it.
So they're saying the reason they haven't deployed that yet was, and it's funny because they mentioned it in the sub stream thing. They're like, oh, even do your squad up streams, and like, okay, we don't have squad up streams yet, thanks guys. And that, which is a feature that Mixer's had for quite a long time now. And it's only partner to partner. You can't do it partner to affiliate either, which is kind of stupid, I think. But yeah, I want my squad streams. Like I want those like yesterday.
Could you imagine the clips we could have created during our old squad up streams with like fucking H1Z1 and everything?
Oh, dude, that would have been hilarity, man. Like especially the
PUBG. You did Apex with Kitty. That would have been hilarious if we had squad stream. Because you would have just got to see my face fucking spazzing out trying to get the Mozambique to work.
Oh yeah, that was like your very first time ever playing Apex. I remember.
I picked up the Mozambique and I'm like, what's this bullshit?
We specifically told him to pick it up.
Yeah, I was like, what's this thing, the Mozambique? They're like, yeah, it's good, dog. I grabbed it and I ran towards the other team to go kick their ass. I got one shot off and laid out.
Oh man.
I was like, because we were in that little like shanty like container town thing. I saw a guy running towards me, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck this guy. I went to go shoot, and I'm like, wait a minute, one shot? What? Got like laid out.
Oh man. So yeah. I would love to see squad streams finally come. The reason I deviated a little bit, but the reason they're not coming is there's not enough transcoding options yet for affiliates to do it. Since it's rolling transcoding options, they're trying to roll that out for everybody first, and then they will allow squad streaming.
That is a fair technical reason.
But that reason should have been obsolete like 2 years ago because everybody else is doing it except for them.
Yeah.
You don't have to do things smartly when you're owned by Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Amazon money allows you to get away with being like the last kid to the classroom because you have the Lunchables. So who gives a shit? You know, it's like being the last kid to the cafeteria, but you're the one with the Lunchables. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and I forgot to mention about the Twitch selling out thing. So they sent an email out to everybody saying, we're selling out. Hey guys, we're selling out. And it's basically for Prime Day. So they're doing a Prime Day or Twitch Presents thing for Prime Day.
Knew that.
Well, we knew that from last year, like, because they advertised it, but everybody called it is Twitch selling out. Now they're just owning it. They're just like, we're selling out, guys. Hey, sorry, we're owned by the big bosses. They told us to do it.
Respect for the upfrontness.
Right?
I'll give them that. Respect for the upfrontness.
I'll give them that. I'll definitely give them that.
I don't mind being scammed as long as I'm being told up front. You know, as long as you're like, listen, I'm with like. It's kind of like I've watched 90 Day Fiance a few times. You know, like if I hook up with some Russian chick off Instagram that wants a dude to buy her everything, I'm not going to be bitching about being a gold digger once I get her to America. You know what I mean?
He expected it.
Yeah. But aside of that, I mean, this has been a kind of an interesting week. Like, I know we don't usually dive into politics, and I apologize about that. That's definitely kept to a minimum, if not at all, usually on the show.
We know some of you guys like it, but that is depth of this show.
Yeah. We're going to keep an eye on the sub-only streams and see how popular it gets. Right now, obviously, for even a sub Sunday. Granted, this is the summer. This is the Twitch's downturn in viewers because everybody's out and about a lot more often. But I'm definitely going to try to keep an eye on this in the next month and try to take little bits at random points of the day and try to see what streams look like in the future. But I think that about wraps it up for this week, guys. You guys did anything else?
No, not really. Well, I may be doing a late night stream tonight once I get my memory stick. So anybody in the chat that does want to hear some politics tonight, around 11 o'clock, 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time on my channel, I may show up and we can talk some shit or argue. We can do that too.
Sounds like fun. Alrighty, guys and gals. Thank you all so much for checking us out. We're gonna be joining Galaxer Gaming on Imperium News here shortly. Actually, we're going to go ahead and give him a raid right now. He's just gone live with some EVE Online. He's doing some stuff in Delve.
For all those who want to get in on that Drifter invasion, Triglavian invasion, just NPCs versus the PvPs, go ahead and tune into him on ANN.
Alrighty, guys and gals. Thank you all so much for joining us. Check out all the fantastic streamers here on INN. You have True E-Bag.
I'm just a drunk.
Myself and Alessandro, who's also going to be joining us here on INN here shortly. Same thing with Galactic.
As soon as I get my interview, bro, where's that at?
Anytime you want.
You told me last week. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Hit me up. We'll do this.
Alrighty, guys and gals. We're going to head out. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to go over and raid INN right now. Oops. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next time.
I don't care if you buy a permit. Do you know how little I actually care if you have a permit?
Oh, I clipped that shit. Hold on, let me edit that.
Nice guys.
Complaining about the fact that he received no support from that. I think Boat has some.
Yes, I do.
Leaks for us.
Oh, I got some leaks for you.
Like simple shit like that. No, simple shit like that. If he can't answer that,
I need to break in because I need more original every week. That's a goal.
Do you really actually get paid for that? Because you deserve money for that last one. That one was a fucking amazing setup.